So a lot just happened over the last 24 hours. The Cleveland Browns are sending Joe Flacco to the state border, actually to Kentucky. He's been traded to the Cincinnati Bengals. And now all of a sudden, everyone is speculating and talking about this huge opportunity that has been created for Shedeur Sanders, who will now finally most likely move up to be the QB2. I know it hasn't officially been decided, which is just ridiculous. And I have a lot to say about this because I'm starting to come to the realization that even though they had to, the Browns just gave all the valuable first-team reps to Joe Flacco and Kenny Pickett over the offseason, and now just 5 weeks into the season, both are off the team. This organization never fails to amaze me, but nonetheless, the opportunity is here. The time is now for Gabriel and Shedeur. These are the guys we talked about the entire offseason, so that's what I want to get into in this video. I want to talk about the trade, give my thoughts, we're going to talk Sanders, and so much more. But before I begin, I would really appreciate it if you would drop a like and subscribe. It only takes 5 seconds, plus you can always change your mind. Alright, so really all off season and to begin this year, Shedeur kind of has been laying low, but back over the last 2 weeks, he kind of has been raising his frustration publicly about the lack of opportunity the Browns have been giving him. He didn't actually say it straight up, but you can just sense it, and I don't think he's out of line at all. He's just a competitor and wants to be out there. One thing that was super interesting that I heard on a Cleveland talk show, I apologize, I forgot what show it was on, so I can't shout anyone out. But basically, the guy was talking about how everyone flipped out when Flacco got benched and the Browns released the depth chart, and Shedeur was still the number 3 QB. But basically, the guy explained how the QB2 throughout the week does not get any reps. Basically, putting Shedeur at 2 would be setting him up for failure. It would be screwing him. And Flacco being the number 2 guy made sense because he's already played. It wouldn't be the end of the world if something happened to Gabriel in the middle of a game and you had to put him back in on the field. But if you throw Shedeur out there with no reps, that could be disastrous for him. But now things are a lot different altogether because the QB depth chart is basically the 2 rookies. Those are the 2 guys the Browns will give the opportunities to, and I think the Browns are kind of waving the white flag and surrendering this season. They know it's beyond cooked. They are awful. They have absolutely no receiving core. Jerry Jeudy is 1 or 2 games away from a post-game meltdown in front of the media. Bond is inconsistent. You can't trust him. When your tight end is the guy defense's game plan around, you know you're doing something wrong. And that is not intended to be disrespectful towards Njoku. But even with the Chiefs over the last few years, yeah, Kelsey is their biggest weapon, but they still had guys getting open in different spots throughout the game around him. You can watch the entire game film. It doesn't matter what the players say in their interviews. These guys in Cleveland do not get open. Now, I know Shedeur is not going to immediately get an opportunity following this trade. Dylan Gabriel is still the starter, and he did not play bad at all in his first start in London. I thought he was solid, but he also didn't play good. He was not the problem, but he also was not the solution. He did not help the Browns win this game, and that's the issue. I know most franchises would look at the positive signs from this game, but at the end of the day, the Browns' list of QBs continues. He sailed most of his throws beyond 10 yards, and then, to end the game, you run the ball twice up the middle with no creativity, knowing the defense was ready for it, they were waiting, then you throw on 3rd and long in desperation, after not trusting Gabriel to let it rip all game. He was not able to let it loose. The play calling was just so tight, man. That's the kind of stuff the Browns do. That's the kind of stuff Kevin Stefanski does that is just so frustrating. And don't even get me started on him. I'm so sick and tired of Kevin. And I was one of the original people 3 years ago to call him out. I know some of you guys don't think I was and you defended him, but man, you could go back. I was infuriated with how he was managing the end of games. The dude coaches not to lose, and then the team ends up losing anyways, so why does it matter? I mean, those timeouts at the end of the game, a high school coach could manage a game like that. It's so embarrassing that Haslam's employ a guy who can't manage the last 3 minutes of an NFL football game. Like nearly everything he did, he should have done the complete opposite. And what coach in the NFL can go 4-20 in their last 24 games, scoring over 20 points in an offensive-driven league only 4 times? This dude is not the coach we thought he was. It's time to admit it. It's time to give it up if you're a defender. He had his moments, but overall, he's a bad coach. He doesn't do anything well. He runs a boring offense, and when the season's already over, you might as well be creative and let it loose, especially because this team is going to lose anyways, and we already know that. The hilarious thing for Shedeur Sanders is that Kevin Stefanski still has not committed. He said he is going to let the week play out before coming up with the initial depth chart. Kevin really is clueless, man. He doesn't know what's going on. I think the Browns fans are not committed to him. That's what's really going on. He should be worried about giving the fans what they want to see at this point, because nobody wants to watch a boring offense that he coaches on a team that will win 3 games. That's where I'm at this point. I think Dillon Gabriel should get his fair chance. He deserves it, and he didn't do anything wrong. I kind of feel bad for the slander that he gets. Let him try to bowl out. You have to expand the playbook and let him showcase his talents, because it really did make no sense. You want to find your franchise guy, but Kevin Stefanski displayed zero faith in him on that last drive, running the ball twice. Like, don't you want to find out if you have a guy that you can trust down the road long term? Losing games gives this team a better pick. Why are we even worried about losing? Why are we playing it safe? What are these play calls? Fire Kevin and fire him now. Do it now. It's time to get this agenda moving. As for Shedeur Sanders, he does need to start at some point this season, because the Browns are going to look for their next QB in the draft. They're 80th in the last 25 years. Before you do that, you have to see if there's anything there in the 2 guys you have before you take somebody next year. And the Browns are actually double screwed in that regard, because now all the so-called generational QBs, all the generational talent in college that were in the pipeline are not what we thought they were. And then the Jags suddenly became the best team in the league. They're 4-1 since we have their pick. That was just bound to happen. I mean, I'm so tired of it all. I know this was a negative video, but I'm just sick and tired of the Browns. I'm tired of all the shenanigans. I'm tired of the Haslams. I'm tired of Kevin Stefanski. I'm tired of it all. Anyways, I want to get away from Browns talk, and I want to talk a little more about Shedeur Sanders himself. The media asked Dion what he thought about the Flacco trade, and he did not take the bait. He said, right now, I'm only worried about the Colorado Buffaloes. I could care less about the Browns. I guess one thing I can say is that even though I'm mad at the Browns right now as an organization, this thing has played out pretty much exactly how I thought it would. It's weird all that happened and how it happened, but it's week 6 and Shedeur and Dillon are the 2 QBs on this depth chart competing. I'm a little worried about if Shedeur does have to come in and play, because like I said, in terms of the skill position players, there is zero talent on this team. He's going to be surrounded with absolutely nothing, and I mean nothing. So Shedeur probably will go back to his bad habit of running back across the field and doing spin moves to avoid pressure, to try to not get sacked, to try to make a hero play. And NFL defensive linemen are just way too good and too fast. I could see Shedeur getting frustrated that nobody is ever open. That's my only concern. But still, I want to see him out there, because again, as I've said, there's nothing to lose. I want entertainment. This team sucks. They are awful. It's not going to get better. So give the people what they want to see. That's really all I got for this video. Thank you all so much if you made it to this point. Let me know in the comments below what you want to see with Shedeur Sanders and just this whole entire Browns thing. Let me know what you thought of Dillon Gabriel in his first start, and let me know what you would like to see next. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't yet, because your support truly means the world. And until next time, I will see you all later.